between two storms in a gray October. The first breath you drew was dust and wind in me, and I held you in the one clean piece of cloth I had, and thought, this is the most important thing I'll ever see. Not the valley, not the rain, not even mother's green, but this unrepeatable and immediate thing. A person who had never seen the world yet, and already was absolutely everything. I didn't know if I was bringing you towards something or taking you away from something else. I only knew that forward was the only option, and you were in my arms, and that was wealth.
This is what I carry for you.
Not a memory, you'll have your own.
This is what I carry for you.
Not a past, you'll build your own. I carry the willingness to keep on walking. I carry the courage not to lay down here.
This is what I carry for you. And every step
And every step
is for your future, not my fear.
You ask me why the grandmother sings so often.
I tell you, because she has more songs than us.
You ask me why the sky is never the right color.
I tell you, it is changing.
Every day it does. You ask me things I don't have answers for yet,
And I answer with,
we're gonna find out.
and you take that like it's everything, which it is.
Because you haven't learned the shape of doubt. And I am grateful
God, I am grateful
that you receive the world without the weight, that you receive the walking as the whole thing,
without the grief of what we left at the gate. This is what I carry for you.
not a memory. You'll have your own.
This is what I carry for you. Not a past, you'll build your own.
I carry the willingness to keep on walking. I carry the courage not to lay down here.
This is what I carry for you. And every step
And every step,
is for your future, not my fear.
on the night the cold comes down between the mountains,
I hold you while you sleep and watch the stars.
the ones my mother named for me when I was young.
And gave to me.
And now I'm giving ours. The same stars, different skies, still pointing somewhere.
Still doing what a star is for, the light.
And you sleep in the knowledge that tomorrow will be the day we get it right. I want you to know, when you're older and remembering, that the crossing was not all hardship and dust. But there were nights of extraordinary quiet, and a feeling I can only call trust.
Trust in the walking,
Trust in your grandmother's green.
trust in the pebble shaped like the tree,
Trust in the child who laughed in the middle of the desert,
and reminding me what walking is for me. This is what I carry for you.
and it has carried me through everything.
This is what I carry for you.
It has been the song beneath the carrying, the willingness,
To keep on walking.
the courage not to lay down anywhere.
This is what I carry for you.
And the valley, when we reach it,
Will be yours before it's mine.
because I carried everything I had,
So you could just
arrive.
I remember the morning the rain came in July, the smell of it before it hit the ground. I remember how the wheat field turned its face toward the clouds and made a certain sound, a sound I cannot teach you, only tell you. The way a whole living field breathes together, the way the earth remembers what it needs, and opens when the sky decides to offer. I have been carrying this for 30 years, the map of what the world was in my chest, the green of it, the wet of it, the living. I hold it like a debt I can't divest. When the world was green, the rivers ran so loud you couldn't hear yourself. When the world was green, there were trees so old they kept the rain themselves. I have the memory and you have the need, and between the two of us we have the seed of everything that waits ahead. When the world was green and will be again. I remember the river in the valley where my mother took my hand when I was small. She said, "This is the place we come from, child. This is the water that will outlast all." I grew up with the sound of it beside me. I never thought to mark the day it thinned. I never thought to thank it for the living until the year the rains began to end. I have been carrying this for 30 years, through the dust and through the gray and through the cost, through every step that took us from the value, through every piece of what we almost lost.
make you grieve it. I don't tell you this to make the grave feel worse. I tell you this because somewhere ahead of us, the memory will find its full reverse. The valley that I'm walking toward is waiting with the same green that my mother showed to me. And the river that she stood in is still running, and I am going back to help you see. Your father never saw the rain in summer. Your child has never touched a living leaf. But between my memory and your arriving, the green is not a fantasy, it's a deed. When the world was green, the rivers ran so loud you couldn't hear yourself. When the world was green, there were trees so old they kept the rain themselves. We have the memory, we have the need, we have the love between 3 generations. We have the sea of everything that waits ahead. The world will scream and we'll be green
They gathered at the field of Vigrid waiting, the gods in armor and the hosts arrayed. The Norns had spoken and the pattern had them certain, and we were meant to come, and we were late.
Because we were in Hell's Hall eating dinner, because we were in conversation,
Just the 3. Because we had discovered in the finding that the war required us more than we required the prophecy.
And Odin sent a herald to remind us
Of what we owe, the story that was owed.
and we sent back a single simple answer.
We know the path,
But we won't take the road.
we will break the prophecy.
not with war, but with the choosing not to come,
We will break the prophecy. Not with victory,
but with something more than some.
we will break the prophecy. By simply being somewhere else instead. By choosing life above the written ending.
By choosing love above the glorious dead.
They needed a wolf to swallow the sun at morning.
Without me,
The morning comes and stays. They needed the queen of the dead to open outward.
without me, the dead remain at peace.
They needed the serpent to poison the thunder.
Without me,
The ocean holds the world at ease.
without our consent, The ending has no authors.
Without our rage,
The war has no release. And we discovered in the space of our refusal
that prophecy is not the same as fate.
that destiny requires a body willing.
And we, for the first time,
Simply we're not great.
we will break the prophecy.
Not with war, but with the choosing not to come.
We will break the prophecy. Not with victory,
But with something more than some.
we will break the prophecy. By simply being somewhere else instead. By choosing life above the written ending.
By choosing love above the glorious dead.
They came to us then, and we expected anger.
But what we saw on all their faces was relief.
As if the war they'd been preparing for forever
Was something they had also wanted to release.
because the prophecy had owned them too. We saw it,
The gods were also caught inside the verse.
and when we broke it, we broke something for them also.
And the world began
In earnest,
to rehearse.
my chain fell off,
Not broken, just released.
my kingdom opened both directions.
North and east.
I uncoiled from the margin of the sea.
And the world for the first time fit around us.
And we fit inside the world.
And we looked at each other in the light of that.
And we said,
This
is what we were before the prophecy.
just this.
We have broken the prophecy.
Not with war, but with the choosing not to come.
We have broken the prophecy and discovered something worth becoming.
Fenrir,
The wolf,
who ran toward his siblings.
Hell, the queen, who opened up her door.
Gander,
The serpent,
who let go of the margin.
we are something the Norns never planned for.
We are free.
Just the three voices humming. Just the three voices humming.
I was a wolf cub when they came to test me. They brought the chains they'd had the dwarves construct. The first who broke, the gods laughed and applauded. And I did not understand what I'd just done. The third chain was the one as thin as ribbon, as soft as silk. I felt it settle down. And something in the silk was made of magic. And something in my bones began to drown. They put a sword between my open jaws to keep them wide, a promise I'd be freed. And the sword has held my mouth apart since always. And the promise was the cruelest thing indeed. These are the chains at the world's roots, beneath the mountain where the rivers run. These are the chains at the world's roots, binding me to have grown inside this binding I have gotten, larger than the mountain that contains me. The rock is cracked beneath my shoulder blades. The earth above me trembles as they drain me. They say that when I break the chain and I will, the world will end in what my jaws contain. But I have thought of nothing but the freedom, and not the world that falls beneath the strain. Because they never asked me what I wanted, they only ever asked me what I'd do. If everything I'd suffered was reversed, if every chain was something I broke through. These are the chains at the world's root, beneath the mountain where the rivers run. He said I could not stop them from the binding. I said, then what was everything you planned? He had no answer, only his expression, the face of someone who had failed too late. And in his silence I found something harder than the chain and colder than my fate. They say a wolf will eat the sun at Ragnarok. They say I'll swallow everything that shines. But the hunger that I carry is in sunlight. It's the question I've been carrying all this time. What was I before you made me what you feared? What could I have been if you had let me near? These are the chains at the world's root, beneath the mountain where the rivers run. These are the chains at the world's root, binding me to what I've never done. I am the wolf, but not your wolf. I am the dark, but not your doom. These are the chains at the world's root, and I will break them not from rage, but to become what I was before the room.
They gave me half a kingdom and half a face, the living half and the half that's gone. here where no one comes but must, and keep the record of the dead and gone. I am the administrator of the unwanted, the keeper of the ordinary lost, the ones who didn't fall in battle glorious, the ones whose death were not worth anyone's cost. They fear the wolf and seal the serpent outward, but me, they simply turned away their eyes, as though a woman made of death and living was not worth the dignity of their surprise. This is hell's lament, not for the dead, they're peaceful in my hall. This is hell's lament, for the one who watches over all and is never watched in turn, for the one who knows the names of every soul and carries them until the embers burn. This is hell's lament, to rule the dark and never be the one that any light returns. My hall is full of farmers and of mothers, of children and of elders and the plain, the ones who lived and died without great stories, the ones the poets never chose to name. And I love them, that is what they didn't expect, that the keeper of the dead would find them dear, that the woman made of half-light and of ending would actually genuinely want to be here. But still the wound is there beneath the caring, the wound of being seen as only function. I am not grief, I am not death, I am a woman. I signed a roll before I drew a breath at their junction. This is hell's lament, not for the dead, they're peaceful in my hall. This is hell's lament, for the one who watches over all and is never watched in turn, for the one who knows the names of every soul and carries them until the embers burn. This is hell's lament, to rule the dark and never be the one that any light returns. My brother bites the chain beneath the mountain, my brother circles everything that breathes, and I send them both the warmth I keep for living in the small hours when the dead are finally at ease. Because the three of us are made of something that the gods forgot to factor in their fear, that love survives in the most impossible locations, and we have been preserving ours down here. There are flowers in my hall, did you know that? Brought by mourners who forgot to take them back. There are children playing in my court,
and sat upon it until it turned to ash. I made a legend of my cleverness and cunning, and everything it touched eventually crashed. I thought I could outrun the thing the Norse had written. I thought the clever man could find the door. But the clever man is still a man with children, who watched them taken and could not restore. I do not come to ask for what I haven't earned. I do not come to make the wound less true. I come because I am the only one remaining who knew you before the chain and still knows you. This is Loki's throne of ash, the seat of every failure I have made. This is Loki's throne of ash, the cost of every bargain that I paid. I gave the gods a reason and a purpose. I gave them something they could point and say. This is Loki's throne of ash, and the fire that I built it from was the love I couldn't ever find the way. You came to see me once, I still remember the look you wore, the one that cost you most. You touched the chain and said, I will undo this. And I believed you because you were the most convincing thing I knew. The word made motion, the thought made flesh, the problem made a plan. But you were also standing in a system that had learned to be afraid of your own hand. I do not want your guilt, I have enough of it. I do not need the list of what went wrong. I want to know if you can sit beside me in the dark without a resolution and belong. This is Loki's throne of ash, the seat of every failure he has made. This is the wolf beneath the mountain who learned to greet before he learned to rage. And in this space between the chain and freedom, between the fire and the final dark, this is Loki's throne of ash, and two people who love each other in the only way they ever had the heart. I'm proud of you. You have no right to be. I know. I am proud of you regardless. I know that too. Is that enough?
It is not nothing.
Then I will take not nothing as the thing I earn. Not forgiveness, that is not the word. Not reconciliation, that is not the shape. What we have here in the dark beneath the mountain is two people, too much of each other to escape. And in that something, in that too muchness, is what love looks like when it has nowhere left to go but honest. This is Loki's throne of ash, but sitting on it we are not alone. This is Loki's throne of ash, and somehow in the ruin it's a home
other gate.
The threads of fate that Norns had woven. We saw what Loki's bloodline meant to bring. We acted not from malice, but from knowledge of what three children's lives would do to everything. The wolf would swallow Odin at the ending. The serpent's poison would bring thunder to the ground. The daughter of the trickster rules the dead already, and one who rules the dead should not be crowned.
We did not do this lightly, we deliberated.
We held the thing against the cost of years.
We chose the small injustice of the few
against the catastrophic end of everything we hold dear.
This is the God's decree,
that some must carry what they didn't choose.
This is the God's decree,
that order is preserved by those who lose. It is not cruelty, it is architecture.
Not every stone can be the cornerstone.
This is the God's decree, and we sleep well inside the order that their suffering sustains. The wolf was fierce, the wolf would not be limited. We tried the bonds of iron and they broke. We could not risk the creature going further, and so we used the chain that speaks and won't revoke. The serpent grew too large for any border. We placed it where it had no choice but hold. The daughter made of death and shadow frightens those who need the light to keep their stories told.
We are not their enemies, we are their purpose.
Without the chain, the world ends in the teeth.
Without the serpent's grip, the seas have nothing.
Without her, all the dead would have no sheath.
This is the God's decree,
that some must carry what they didn't choose.
This is the God's decree,
that order is preserved by those who lose. It is not cruelty, it is architecture.
Not every stone can be the cornerstone.
This is the God's decree, and we sleep well inside the order that their
suffering sustains. And yes, we knew they did not choose this burden. And yes, we knew they'd suffer for our peace. But every age requires its foundation stones, and some foundations don't get their release.
The three of them are doing what they must do.
As surely as the tide returns to shore, the prophecy requires their willing anger. We simply had to make them angry, nothing more. We do not speak of what Fenrir asked before the sword was placed between his jaws. We do not speak of what Hel said to Odin when he turned from her without a pause. There are things the decree required us to forget. There are costs that don't appear in formal verse, and we close the hall and walk into the morning, and we try not to rehearse.
This is the God's decree,
That some must carry what they didn't choose.
this is the God's decree,
But something in the order might be loose.
It may be architecture,
It may be fear.
it may be something we refuse to hear.
this is the God's decree,
And
until we can't. I heard her voice across the water, a cold clear note between the mountain and the sea. I heard him somewhere below the dead ones, the sound of someone chained who could be free. And I uncoiled slightly from the margin for the first time in the span of all the years. And the three of us discovered simultaneously that the other two had always been so near. We had been alone so completely inside the shapes they built around our lives that we had never thought to call across the distance to ask if any of the others still survived. This is the night we found each other across the chain and ocean and the dead. This is the night we found each other, and everything the prophecy had said became a little smaller in the finding, became a story told to someone real. This is the night we found each other, and the wound that we were born into began for the first time to heal. I sent the warmth I'd learned from living dead men. I sent the fury I'd refined to something true. I sent the knowledge from the world's perimeter, and we assembled something between the three of us that grew into a conversation past the cages, into a language that was only ours. Three voices finding harmonics in the darkness, three exiles building something from the scars. We had believed that we were each the loneliest, the most forsaken, most completely sealed. But loneliness is halved by being witnessed, and halved again by knowing you are real. This is the night we found each other across the chain and ocean and the dead. This is the night we found each other, and everything the prophecy had said became a little smaller in the finding, became a story told to someone real. This is the night we found each other, and the wound that we were born into began for the first time to heal. We did not solve anything that evening. We did not break the chain or calm the sea. We did not renegotiate with heaven. We simply were together finally. And that was, as it turned out, everything. The thing they never planned for in the verse, that we would find each other in the exile and discover something stronger than the curse. Tell me what your hall is like. It's full of ordinary people who are loved. Tell me what the chain feels like silk that listens, like a hand that shoves. Tell me what the
ocean's outer edges, like being the last thing before the dark. Tell me what it means to have a sibling when you've been alone since the very start. It means the dark has a different shape. This is the night we found each other, and nothing that came after was the same. This is the night we found each other, and we finally had someone else to name. As ours is known as real as anything, as the only love that couldn't be contained. This is the night we found each other, and the exile for a moment felt like home. Felt like
before we drew a breath, they drew the lines. Before we were alive, we were already the shape of everything they'd left behind.
They looked at what they'd made and saw a weapon. They looked at what they'd made and called it doomed. And in the naming of their darkest terror, they built the very thing they feared would loom.
This is the prophecy that made us, written before we could speak or bleed. This is the prophecy that made us a prison dressed in poetry. They called us wolf, called us serpent, called us death, before we drawn our first condemned breath. This is the prophecy that made us,
And we have spent our lives inside
what someone else decided we would be.
They chained me at the age of knowing nothing.
They cast me to the ocean's outer rim.
They gave me half a face and half a kingdom,
And told us this was simply what we'd been.
They read the future as though it were a warrant.
They built the cage and then they built the law.
And every wall they placed around our living
Was the hand that held the thing they saw. This is the prophecy that made us, written before we could speak or bleed. This is the prophecy that made us a prison dressed in poetry.
They called us wolf, called us serpent, called us death, before we'd drawn our first condemned breath.
This is the prophecy that made us,
And we have spent our
prophecy requires a willing body.
The end of days needs those who choose to end.
The chain holds only what consents to be contained, and we were
Never asked to bend.
I did not choose the chain.
I did not choose the sea.
I did not choose the half-dark kingdom.
They chose these days
For us, this is the prophecy that made us.
written before we could speak or bleed.
This is the prophecy that made us. But prophecy is not a destiny.
We are the wolf, the serpent, and the dead, but not the ending written in their dread.
This is the prophecy that made us.
And we are here to decide
What we will be. ocean's outermost is where I lie, and no one comes to the edge of everything without returning to the place that I have always been the boundary and the ending, the serpent at the limits of the known, too large to hold, too vast to be embraced, too much of everything to be at home. I bite my own tail because there's nothing else, no shore beyond me and no sea behind. I am the circumference of the middle world, and I am, of all things, most confined. This is the serpent circuit, around and around the edge of what exists. This is the serpent circuit, the one who holds the world inside his fists, and cannot loosen them, and cannot rest, and cannot find the other side of this. This is the serpent circuit, and the world I hold has never once been asked to hold me back. The gods look down and see a boundary marker, a useful creature who defines the edge. They do not wonder what the boundary feels. They do not ask what lives beyond the ledge. I have watched every ship that crossed the waters. I have felt the weight of every century. of the quiet dead. My brother tears against his silken chain, and I am coiled around the world's perimeter, and none of us were ever meant to reign. We were meant to be the proof of something, the exhibit in the gods' defensive war. But somewhere in the ocean's outer margin, I have been learning what it means to fall. If I let go of my own tail, if I release the world's edge, will the world fall into nothing, or will it finally be large enough to know what I've held all along? This is the serpent circuit, around and around the edge of what exists. But I am more than what they placed me here for. I am more than their perimeter and list. I am the son of fire and the holder of the world. I am the one they never asked to stay, and I am loosening slowly from the circuit, because my siblings' voices showed me the way.